Hey guys, I'm Kent and welcome back to my channel. Today I've got the Tyga Performance rear sets for my Kawasaki ZX4R. This has different positioning so that you can get the right body position and leg and foot position that you're looking for. They come in two different sets, one if you're running the quick shifter and one if you're running the regular non-quick shifter, which I have on my bike, although they have all of the other parts available from their website, so I'm currently not running the quick shifter. If I do run it in the future, it shouldn't be very expensive to get the parts to adjust so that I can run that as well. We'll start with the right side. These also come with cool carbon fiber heel protectors, and if you notice on my bike, the foot peg and the heel protectors are one of the last things that are silver. I'm kind of going for that all blacked out look. So in addition to getting the right positioning, this is also going to look pretty cool. Oh, and one other thing to note is that it actually comes with provisions so that you can run the stock rear brake light. I'm also running Tyga rear sets on my Grom, which doesn't have that provision, so I have a different pressure sensor to get the lights working. But on my Grom, I absolutely love these, and I put these on several of the Honda Mini Motos. This is the first time putting it on a big bike, but again, I think they look great and they'll get the right positioning that I want for my feet. Here in the forwardmost position, it actually gets, I can't directly overlay it, but it is actually pretty close to the stock. And you can see here then you can go up about 3/4 of an inch and then back 3/4 of an inch. So we'll start with this one first, but I'll pull out these two bolts. They look like they use a 6mm Allen key. I'll also take these off so that we can see how to get to the rear brake. Pull this off. Again, all of this should be pretty easy just to zip off and then pop this one on. And I believe we're reusing these bolts, so hang on to them. Yeah, there was a lot of pink Loctite on there, so that was hard to get off. All right, and then there's a cotter pin here holding the brake to the lever. If you plan on reusing the cotter pin, you can work it out. I'm gonna use a new one, so I'm just gonna cut this one off. The new ones come with this little clip, so you won't need to use a cotter pin to secure the brake. Okay, so reassembly is just getting the brake through here and pushing the pin through, and then this is the rear brake light sensor that fits in here, and then there's a little provision down here for the hook to pull against, and we want to get it just taut enough so that, and you can turn on the bike to make sure that it works, but that as you pull it, it gets just enough tension to pull the little sensor to show that the brake is coming down so that the light turns on. I'm going to use some blue Loctite, just some 243 for these bolts since they were Loctited from the factory. And this should just be a matter of getting everything together. Again, I'm going to pay attention to how crimped this line might get though if I need to cut this down. So this brake line here is a solid brake line. So in this forwardmost position, it's going to be a challenge to get this brake line maneuvered to line up here. I think actually for the simplicity of this first test fit, I'll actually move it back one, still keeping it in the lower position, just so that it's a little bit easier for this, and should also maybe kink this line a little bit less. Let's see. Okay, so I moved the positioning to the bottom left, which will make the alignment of the brake here nice and easy. I plan to try all four positionings. I figure I'll start with the one that requires the least amount of configuration to get this on the bike. All right, and last thing, getting these bolts through with the heel guard. The kit comes with these little aluminum spacers, and they go between the heel guard and the rear set. And reusing the stock bolts. The pressure is against the little aluminum spacer, not the not so much this heel guard, but that looks It looks fantastic. So there is a pretty significant kink here though in the brake reservoir line. Not so much that I think it's impeding additional fluid to come through, but we'll see. Let me see if... All right, and I have it currently too tight because it's not making, because the light is already on. So to do that, to adjust it, we just need to lower the sensor. Okay, I think that looks fantastic. Let's get the other side. All right, the left side looks far more straightforward because we're really only taking off these two bolts. We have to take these off to get the heel guard off and swapped over. But the only real configuration is the connecting rod. The kit comes with two connecting rods, a longer and a shorter one. I believe I'll be using the longer one since I'm using the rear positioning. Again, just like on the right side, the lowest and furthest back is where I'm starting with. It's already connected to the rear set here, so I think it'll just be a matter of threading it into the little knuckle that connects here. So using a 10mm wrench to back off the lock nut. The stock one off. Trying to eyeball it for now, and then we can make adjustments once it's in. All right, so before I try to configure the perfect length here, let me get it off the rear stands, ride it around a little bit. I'll make some adjustments on the left side and the right side, and then give you my thoughts on it. But overall, I think it looks absolutely fantastic. Let me walk you around both sides of the bike real quick. Okay, so a few adjustments to rod lengths, and everything now feels perfect. Here on the right side of the bike, you break loose the rod length of the rear master cylinder with a 12mm wrench to loosen this nut, and then I just spun the base around once. That was enough to get the distance for the rear brake perfect in relation to the positioning of the right rear peg. And then on the left side, you just adjust the rod length by breaking loose the two M6 nuts with a 10mm wrench, and then spinning the rod till you get the correct length, locking down those two nuts, and you're good to go. Anyway, I think the solution looks fantastic. Again, these were the last two pieces that were still silver that wanted to change to black, and the carbon fiber, like all Tyga carbon products, look fantastic. Like the look. I will try the different riding positions. This in the back left, the lowest left position, still feels higher than the stock position, but definitely a more sport-like position for your feet with this adjustment. And again, I'll try out the different ones and have a follow-up video on this, but wanted to thank Tyga for letting me try out this product. I'll link directly in the description below to it. If this was interesting at all, please give me that thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't. Thank you all very much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos and keep on building.